to the groundbreaking podcast, Elevate Us to the Future, a platform where AI's potential has been unleashed by the brightest visionaries. Tune in as industry leaders and pioneering experts will unlock the depth of their minds, sharing advice, insightful success stories, and valuable insights. This is not just an ordinary podcast. Consider it as an ultimate destination for you to stay in touch on the latest in talent development, emerging technologies, human capital, and the evolving landscape of work environment. Be ready to shape your traditional thinking as we will transform the way the recruitment is done today, the work dynamics, and the unstoppable workforce, all powered by AI. Elevate yourself into the new era of technology. Elevate with us to the future. Okay, so welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our podcast, Elevate Us to the Future. Today we have so insightful and eye-opening episode for many leaders and managers working not only in human capital industry, but also in general in any industries connected to working with talent. And the topic of our discussion will be recruitment stories and best practices from HR leaders in each industry in Saudi Arabia, government institutions. I'm your host, Elena, and today we are honored to have an inspiring guest with us, Mohammad Al-Manea, who is driving force in the realm of human resources with a wealth of experience spanning nearly 15 years. So Mohammad now is General Director of Human Capital at Asir Region Development Authority. A little bit glimpse on Asir and from me. So Asir is a unique asset of Saudi Arabia's top tourism destination nowadays, and the Saudi government is aiming to make it easy and attractive for leading companies to play a key role in the successful development of the region. And the region offering us not only tourism, but also logistics, sports, education, real estate, and entertainment, and whatnot. So without any further ado, I want us to welcome Mohammed to our podcast. And Mohammed, it's a big pleasure to have with you, you with us today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Alaikum assalam. Thank you, Elena, for giving me this opportunity. And it's my pleasure to do this broadcast with you. Thank you so much. And I hope we present a good things for the people who are interested in human capital.
Excellent. So, Mohammed, you have an exceptional, 15 years of experience in human resources, and now you're holding your master's in human resources management. So, could you share your insights on how you gained this role in HR in government institutions, and what's your best practice or piece of advice that you want to share with anyone who is also working in this field?
Thank you, Helena. I started in this field in human resources 15 years ago. It was in a private sector for 3 years. And, the human resources is the milestone for any organization. So, in my blood, if I can say that, in my blood, I am interested in building the organization, creating the very good and great work environment to make the people success and happy to build their organization, to focus on their job, not on the work environment, to solve the problems for the employees. And after that, I moved to the government sector. It's a new experience. I gained a lot of things in the private sector and in the government sector, and now in the semi-government sector. It's rich of the knowledge of human resources, the knowledge of the training, the knowledge of the employees' experience in the departments of any organizations. So it's like a things I like to do. It's like things I feel happy to work in it. So I gained a lot of things in human resources, and Also, I hold a master's degree to support my knowledge, my experience in that.
I think this is very unique and exceptional to work in this field and have this rich experience supporting you on achieving your high career goals. So, as you said, you was working in the government and private sector. So, how do recruitment practices and best practices differ from each other in the private and government sector? And which strategies, being on the position in both of them, you implemented or put an effective like implementation while being there? So, maybe some insights or some examples. What are the main differences between them?
It's a good question, actually. Actually, the recruitment is the key of the employees to enter the organizations. In the private sector, we are focusing in the recruitment to bring the people who has or who have the great experience to bring the revenue to the organizations. In the government sector, we are focusing to bring or to hire the people who have the experience in developing the organizations. So each organization, they have their own requirements to hire the employees. Nowadays, we have a semi-government sectors. The semi-government sectors focusing on the two sides: the employees who have experience in the revenue and to bring customers to the organizations. In the government sector, the people they are working or they are searching for the people who have experience in the developing, in the urban planning, in the organizations developments, and all the things related to the governments. So I think in the semi-governments, the organizations focusing on the people who have experience in the two parts of the organizations, the semi-government, the government and the private sectors.
Okay. So the main difference is in the goals, right, of the people, like of the organization, and based on these goals, they hire the needed people. So basically, the main difference, as you say, it's in the goals, right? Am I
Yes,
right?
you need to know the vision of each organization. So the government organizations usually they have the vision to develop the regions, to develop the ministries or these things. And the private sector they are focusing on the vision. They have their vision to bring customers or to create or to bring more revenue to the organization.
Okay, very clear. So thank you, Mohammed. Speaking about challenges like that are happening in the process of recruitment. So one of the challenges is transparency, and or usually transparency is always cited as a crucial aspect of a fair hiring process, right? So, how do you approach maintaining transparency while ensuring that the process of selection is efficient and it is you can rely on this process?
Actually, it's a good question because when you are hiring people, you have to be fair for each candidate. You have to be fair to give to give the chance to each one who would like to join your organization. Also, you need to focus on the requirements of the organization. So you have to be like a maestro who can bring the right people to the organization, who can make this organization succeed. So it's like it's a sensitive operation to give each candidate their chance to get to bring the right people to your organization. So it's I think it's not difficult, but you have to focus on your goals. You have to focus on your organization's requirements, and you have to choose the right channels to bring more people and the right people for your organization.
Excellent. So that's point is very clear. So if we move to another challenge, as in the if in the government and semi-government sector, I believe is their high traffic. So during recruitment is very common thing, you know. So how you elaborate on the strategy or which tools you've been using or planning to use to manage a high volume of applicants while maintaining at the same time fair and effective recruitment, so it's not like collapsing or creating like disorder in your process. Can you share any
Yes,
advice or vision on
yes,
this?
yes. Actually, before anything, you have to make your own requirements for each department. You have to know who is the people you are looking for. This is the first one. The second one, you need to, as I said before, you need to choose the right channel for hiring people, if it's LinkedIn or any other uh, channel. Also, you have to create like a committee for the recruitment, and you have to let them know about the importance of this committee. You have to let them know about the importance of the recruitment in the organization, to build your organization, to make the to make the people work in the right places. So this is the three things you need to focus on. Also, you have to put your finger on the interviews, because some people said we need to do the technical interview. This is important for the department, but the HR, they just need to collect the papers and fill the applications and these things. And I disagree with that. The HR, they have their own things in the on the interviews. The HR is very important for each interviews for the departments. I think the view of the HR is very important to see who is the right people to be in this organization. So if you focus on these things, I think you will find the right people in the right time.
Thank you. This is, I think, what you're mentioning. This is like kind of a golden rule, and this is important to hear from you because I believe that your experience and your knowledge and, mashallah, your education is very relevant to what you're saying. So it's important to have key people on the positions like you. So speaking about another challenge, but maybe it's not a challenge, it's some kind of norm. But I want to elaborate on this. So nowadays, enterprises and entities they hire from different sources, external and internal. And I believe that external and internal platforms they are playing a significant role in shaping the brand of the company. So, what are the differences from your perspective between these two platforms, and how they are working to how you are personally working now or like before in your previous companies to strengthen the brand of your organization? Because sometimes using external sources it can sometimes mislead the brand or candidates cannot deeply understand the values and the mission of the company if it's just external sources, you know. So can you share your insights on this?
Thank you. In my opinion, I think the both of these resources is very important. If you bring an external resources, it's a new blood to the organization. They will bring a new ideas. They will bring a new experience in different from different organizations. So this maybe will reshape your organization in the right way. Also, if you are focusing on the resourcing from the internal resources, so it will give the employees more confident about and more loyalty for the organization, and you will bring a people who have the experience, who know the values of the organization. So both of them, they are good for the organization. I think the most important thing if is how to mix the external and the internal sources in the right way. How to make a decision to bring the external resources or the internal resources. It's depend on the it's depend on the HR leaders skills.
And also, I think technologies are playing nowadays important role in connecting these external and internal uh, platforms, right? So, for example, if the job is posted on external sources to source new talents, they can still be interconnected to their career page of their company, so people can refer and to deep dive into the values and more understand more the cultural fit by understanding more the brand, right? So maybe it's
Yes.
also nowadays becoming more easier because of the growth of technologies.
Yes, I agree with you because there is some organizations, they have too many people of the employees inside the organization. So if you are targeting to hire people externally or internally, nobody will know, especially for the organization who have more than 1,000 employees. So you have to use the technology to do the announcement of the jobs that you need. So this will help the external resources and the internal resources for each branches. Let's say that in the big or the huge organizations, to see the chances for them inside the organization.
Clear. So, Mohammed, if we speak about technologies right now, so there is a big growth of video interviewing tools. So we see them in the market. So, how do enterprises can benefit from them, from your experience? So, which values or advantages this type of recruitment tool can help in massive hiring or understanding maybe the cultural fit or some specific skills? So, what's your vision about video interviews, automated video interviews?
Yes, actually, in my current organization, we are now testing the employees' psychometric test. So we have a psychometric test for each candidate. So we do this psychometric test through the videos, so we don't need to book like an interview, or to take time to interview them about their behavior or about their skills in some areas. So this will help us to shortcut the time to get brief about the candidate's behavior and psychometric. So the psychometric test is helping us in our organization now to give us a brief about the candidate's behavior.
Excellent. So yeah, so this is like a new tool to get more insights about the candidate and maybe to make the process more effective and straight to the point, right? If it's
Yes,
matching
yes,
your need and
exactly.
your requirements or not. So
Also,
that's great.
sometimes we use the technical questions and we put
Okay.
it related to the link for the people who would like to join our organization. So if they answer it quickly and in the right time, so they will join us in the process of the recruitment.
Okay, nice. So it's great that you are already testing this, in your environment, and I'm sure it will bring much better results. So, if we speak about collaboration between departments in the enterprises. So I'm sure that it is important, and in general, it always involves different stakeholders in the process of recruitment, right? So how you engage cross-functional teams to achieve your goals as a department, and also helping to achieve the goals of like another department. So is there any source of a recipe of the success? Because I'm sure it's quite complicated. Everyone has its own goals, and HR
Yes.
is always in between helping everyone. So do you have any advice, or how you do it?
Actually, like an organization in the recruitment process, they are that HR department is struggling to book the time with the leaders to do the interview for the candidates. All the leaders are busy, all the leaders in the meetings. So in HR, we have to create a good channel to communicate with the department's leader. So we are testing and do the interviews before any interview with the leaders of the department. So we finish the process of 60% of the recruitment in the organization, and still the 40% for the technical questions for the managers or the directors of the departments. And we are mentioning the importance of the recruitment for the organization, for the CEO, for the executive leaders, for the directors in each meeting with the managers. So you have to have a good relationship with the directors and the leaders of the departments, and you have to show them the importance of this process for the recruitment to build the organization.
So, if to sum up, so it's like an agile communication, right, between each
Yes.
other, and
Yes.
transparency. Transparency, it's very important, right, to understand the goals of each department, and
Yes.
like achieving this on time with a high efficiency and quality.
I agree
To
with you. Agree with you because if you are building your departments, you need to create your own goals based on the KPIs of the organization. And if you clarify this to the leaders for the departments, and you have to tell him about the importance of the recruitment to bring the people to build your department and your organization, and you have give us enough time to do the process for the recruitment. I think they will understand it very well.
Excellent. Thank you. It's really insightful to hear from you.
You're
So,
welcome.
in your journey as a human capital director, you have like you have different situations where innovations and different software tools can help you in achieving or overcoming challenges. So, can you highlight like any examples recently or in your previous experience where technologies are really were shaping or transforming the operations in a best way? So maybe you can highlight any function transformation or specific numbers or anything.
Yes,
Would be great to hear.
uh, agree with you. The technology is the key of the future now. So if you are finding a good solutions for your departments, even HR or finance or PMO or any other departments, So you will reach the future and you will achieve your goals in the quick and the right way. If you are building your departments, you need to use the technology. You need to find the solutions for the problems, especially in the HR departments. In HR department, you need to find an HR solutions for the recruitment to hire the people in the quick way, in the right way. You have to use the technology for the HR operation to solve the employees' problems, the business trip, the salaries, the payroll, even the documents for the employees or anything else. So the technology is very important for any department, especially for the HR departments, to save your time, to make you focusing on the innovation of HR, not on the operation. So I think it's very, very important to have the latest technology in your field, especially in HR or anything else in the organization.
I really, it's like very nice to hear it from you. It's like music for my ears because I'm a technologist. I'm really happy to hear that it's really
Yes.
effective working. So I can because not many leaders nowadays in various companies still believe that it can really transform HR operations. So how can you like encourage or advise from what to start? What is should be a starting point to implement or try innovations, technologies, and not be afraid that it can like damage operations or create a miscommunication between departments. So how to what's your advice in order to encourage others to follow your journey as a leader?
Yes, I think if you clarify to the leaders and explain to them uh, your own things in the HR departments, you need to use the technology to make the operation fast and quickly, to give the HR employees the chance to serve and bring a good services for the employees, to shortcut the time you spend it in the recruitment, to get your salary, to get your business trip, to book your flights. So the technology will save the time for the employees to get their services from HR departments. The technology will help us to do the interview quickly at the same time with many leaders in the organization. You have to explain to them how to use the technology for the people who can help us and support us if they are working in different countries through the online meetings or online services. So I think if you believe in the IT and the services the IT bring it to the organizations, you will explain very well to the leaders what is the importance for the technology in HR department and for the organization.
Mashallah, mumtaz. I love the way you speak about it.
Thank
So
you.
maybe to summarize your experience and your insights. So you've been to different sectors, right? You been involved in several functions. So what are like a key lesson or principle that now you follow? Because I mean experience is shaping us, right? So nowadays, like you have created some kind of your vision, your principles that you follow. So maybe can you share with us what's your vision about it? So how to effectively manage the recruitment within semi-government, within the region, right? So maybe it can help other the directors in human capital, in talent acquisition, in talent development teams across the kingdom to follow your advice. So maybe you can highlight this point.
Thank
We
you,
would
Alina.
highly appreciate.
Excellent question. Alina, if you believe in the organization vision, and if you have the loyalty for the organization, if you have the trust that came from your leaders and from your employees, so you will succeed. And you don't have to stop if you face any problem, and you don't have to escalate any problem to your leaders. You have to find a solution for these problems before you escalate it to your leaders. This is like a recipe for the success in each HR department in every organization in the world. Sometimes when you are in the joiner level, you don't have the responsibility for anything. You just need to do your work and go back to your home. But if the leaders give the employees the responsibility and the trust and the enablement, they will work very hard and they will work very well, and they will create a very good organization and very good work environment, and you will succeed and you will achieve your goals in the future.
That's really beautiful words. I really appreciate Mohammed for sharing it with us to highlight such important best practices. I believe this will be very helpful across different industries. And because I believe that HR sector it will be under big transformation for the last 5-10 years, and it's great
Yes.
to have people like you
Thank
who
you.
are clearly know what they're doing very clearly and have mashallah great vision. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us today, and wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you so much, Elena, for giving me this opportunity. It's my pleasure to share my knowledge to the people who are watching us now. And I wish you a very good future, and you, inshallah, will achieve your goals. And good luck, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Bye.